many people. In this video, we are going to be talking about one of the most fun features to use, which is keywords. Chances are, if you've heard about chatbots, you've heard about the fact that you can trigger certain things, that you can trigger the chatbot to say stuff based on things people say. It's pretty simple, but it can be super fun. So we're going to jump in and talk about how keywords can be used for your business and to actually get people to make progress and get more information from you, and even collect information from people. So let's jump into the bot that we're creating for this messenger marketing and chatbot mastery course, which is totally free and it's going to be available right now because you're watching it. You're literally watching it right now. So check this out. Keywords are in automation because it's another one of those automated things that the bot can do. We've already set up the main menu. We've set up default reply. We've set up welcome message. What we need to do is we need to jump over here to keywords. Now, in every new bot, we have two keywords that are automatically set up. Actually, two replies that are already set up based on these keywords here. So if the message is start or subscribe, we will trigger an action called subscribe to bot, and that's what this is what happens. And you can edit this message. So what we're going to do right now is we are actually going to edit these default messages. You cannot change the triggers. So think of this half of the keyword as the trigger, and this is the reply or the action that happens. So when people when they click stop or they type stop or unsubscribe, they're going to get unsubscribed from the bot. There's nothing you can do about that because we have to make sure that we give everybody a really wonderful experience on Messenger. And if they don't want to hear from you, you need to give them a really easy way to not hear from you anymore. So when people type stop or unsubscribe, they're going to get unsubscribed. And that's going to be cool. You can't turn this off. Now, you can add some messaging here. So let's go ahead and create a really nice kind of personal message here. So we're going to say edit message. We're going to go to Flow Builder because I just love working in the Flow Builder. And let's take a look at this natural flow. The flow that we build for you, the default unsubscribe flow, looks like this. It's an unsubscribe from bot message. Do you really want to unsubscribe? And then when somebody says unsubscribe, by tapping that reply button, we're going to hit them with an action, unsubscribe from bot, and then we're going to send them a message saying you've been successfully unsubscribed. All right, so let's actually modify this a little bit because I want this to be a little bit more personable. So, hey, first name. Hey, first name. Looks like you. First name. We're happy to make sure you don't get any notifications or messages from us if you don't want them. And what we're going to do is we are going to, again, what I should have done is I should have just created a text block to start and a little bit of a delay block. And let's just put this up here. And we're gonna actually copy all this into here. And then we're going to give it another delay block. You want, are you sure? Are you sure you want stop hearing from us on Messenger? And then what we'll do is we'll give them a couple of options. And what I'd like to do is actually create a quick reply to do this. And this basically, quick replies give people one chance to answer you. Like, in other words, this will be a persistent little bubble of that right below the conversation, but as soon as somebody chooses it, it will disappear. And this is quick replies are a really great way to get people to choose a certain path. So this is just a quick way to do this. Let's just go ahead and do a quick reply. Yes, please. Something like this. This is a really great way to do this. I'm going to go ahead and yes, please. And we're going to do this instead of using a button because I just like the way quick replies work and feel especially on mobile. So yes, please, actions, unsubscribe from bot, successfully unsubscribed message is going to look like this. Okay, no problem. We won't send you any messages, or notifications. Any more messages? You can always type message the word start to subscribe again. And we also have a button here that will enable people to just click it and unsubscribe. Here's the thing, I don't like this. It's default. I just prefer to cut off the conversation here. So we're going to say delete. And I don't really need these actions here. A lot of people accidentally, they just like subconsciously click that button and don't realize that that's actually resubscribing them. And then they get a little upset. It doesn't always happen, but I'd like to avoid those possibilities when I can. So we've already created the yes please tree. Let's go with the branch rather, and let's go ahead and create this. Change my mind. Are you sure you want to stop? Are you sure you want to stop hearing from us on Messenger? Yes, please. Change my mind. Okay, wonderful. Okay, wonderful. Want us to notify you when this course is ready? See how I just kind of slipped that in there? We're going to say changed mind upsell. It's kind of like an upsell. And then we're going to say, yes, please. And we're going to say done. And we're going to go ahead and drop a go to step. And we're going to choose, how do I get access? Let's see if there's something that we can choose here that would make sense. Actually, none of these really make sense for us. If you can see, I'm just trying to use any flows that we've already created. Actually, you know what? Let me just not try to reinvent the wheel here. Yes, please. What we're gonna do is we're gonna delete this because we're not actually gonna do anything custom here. We're gonna just reuse some content. Change my mind. We're gonna go to go to, and we are going to do the welcome message. We can either use the welcome message or maybe the default reply. Okay, select this flow. This is wonderful. So we'll just use the default reply flow. Go to default reply flow. And what this is going to do is it's just going to circle back to the default reply, give people some options. Like, check out this flow when we open it. Look, it's a beautiful flow. It gives people some options. Like maybe they clicked unsubscribe or they tried to unsubscribe because they don't know what they can do with this bot. So we're going to give them a chance to see all the stuff they can do with the bot and get some value from the bot so that it's not just a thing that's bothering them on Messenger. So it's always a good idea to give people a chance to opt out of opting out. In other words, giving them another chance to giving them a message between trying to opt out and not opting out so that you can give them some more chances to interact with you and add value. So that was a mouthful. Let's go ahead and publish this. And let's just take a look and make sure that I've covered everything on this list. Great. So this covers that keyword, start or unsubscribe, or actually we just covered unsubscribe from bot. We now have this custom flow set up when people unsubscribe, and this is all about keywords. So let's go check out this default reply for start or subscribe. So this is when somebody types start or subscribe to the bot. This is usually somebody who's already subscribed. So let's just, this is kind of a generic message, not my favorite. Let's go ahead and just edit this a little bit. Thanks so much for subscribing for updates on Messenger. PS, if you want to unsubscribe again, just type stop. And what we will do is we'll give it another delay. And let's just set some expectations here. Actually, even better. Let's go ahead and give them the default reply. Because seriously, we already built that content. Let's teach people how to use this bot. This is really about setting expectations. So we're gonna go to GoToFlow here, and we are gonna grab the default reply right here. Awesome. So this should basically cover a lot of those cases. We're going to publish it. Delay cannot be the last element, of course. That's a really great thing to realize. I love putting delays everywhere. I sometimes forget that they can't be the last element. It'll just give you a little nag, and then we'll just change that, delete it, publish, and that should be good. So now we have 2 of the default keywords set up. And what I'd like to show you is maybe a couple more fun ones. So what if somebody is just like, hey, this is pretty neat. Let's go message contains. There's all these operators that you can use, by the way. Message is very strict. So if you say neat, it has to be typed exactly like that for it to trigger. If message contains neat, any string that looks like it has the word neat in it will trigger this flow. So we're going to create a keyword, and we're going to create a new reply. And this reply is going to say, hey, thanks. Fun little, just a fun little thing. We're going to say, reply to neat keyword. Hey, thanks, buddy. We're going to publish. All right, this is just a fun little one. You can also trigger actions based on keywords, which is really cool. So let's go take a look at how you would do that. Action, we are going to add tag, enter a tag, and we will call it thinks we are neat. This is just a silly example, but the point is that you can actually trigger entire action sets based on keywords. So you can notify admins when certain people type keywords. You can open a conversation directly. You can subscribe to sequences. You can even set subscriber custom fields when somebody types a certain keyword. So think about all the different cool things that you could do. Just put your thinking cap on with that one. There's so many fun things you can automate with keywords. So hopefully this gives you a brief example of like all the things you can do with keywords. So we have these 2 default ones that we ship with every single account to make sure that you're giving everybody a really fair experience on Messenger. And you can add as many of these as you want. These new keywords are really fun. You can send messages, you can trigger flows, and you can also trigger actions based on keywords. And in fact, let's go ahead and test this right now. Let's go to the Messenger. This is really neat. I already said this is really neat, but I'm going to type it. This is neat. Neat. It's actually not typed exactly how it is in the keyword. See how it says message contains neat and it's all lowercase? I'm going to show you why the contains operator is way more flexible, because I'm typing capital N and it's going to have an exclamation point at the end, but I think it's still going to trigger the keyword. Let's see how that works. Hey, look at that. That's really cool. Also, let's go to audience and just prove that that tag got assigned, because I made that funny tag, thanks for neat. And that triggered based on the keywords. So there you go. It's pretty cool. Those keywords are pretty simple, but they can be very fun and very powerful from an automation standpoint. Hopefully this gives you a quick, brief overview of how the keywords tool works, and on to the next feature.